Welcome to the Agency Success GPS podcast. My name is Lee Goff, and I'm your host. I am honored and privileged to have my next guest on. His name is Mike Killen, and he is the founder of Sell Your Service. Got a great Facebook group if you aren't over there. It's really, really cool and engaged and interactive. So, what Mike does is he gives marketing funnels, like the framework to agencies to help them go out there and kind of diversify the revenue streams. So they can sell more funnels, they can sell more services. And so he is hyper focused on bringing everything that you need to your agency to sell more of these funnels. A lot of you might not know this, but I actually built a very large agency in the Infusionsoft ecosystem, which is built around funnels. So this conversation is near and dear to my heart. I'm looking forward to it. And Mike is an absolute rock star. Just released his new book. It's on Amazon. #1 new release on Amazon. And so if you haven't got that, make sure and get out there and check that out as well. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope you enjoy the episode. Mike, what's up?
Hey,
Thank
man.
you so much for coming on, man. I know you're super busy. Wait, when did you launch your book? It was like
Like 10 years ago,
Thursday?
something
Yeah,
like that.
like seriously, like a week
Yeah.
ago. And that thing went in a matter of what, 12 to 24 hours? I mean, how many? Good God, man, you were the #1 new release on Amazon, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I know. To be honest, you plan a lot of this stuff. Preparation's the key for a decent launch.
Did you drop the mic or what?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope you did.
I was just throwing them.
You just need to, I mean, look, this camera's awesome. See if it'll do it. It's not going to do it. Well, normally it'll focus on that, and then and then it makes me look cool. But I hope you dropped the mic on that, man. That was awesome. Did you get the screenshot for the badge?
Yeah, we got all the badges,
Okay.
screenshots, and yeah, I was, like I said, you plan for this stuff and you put in the preparation to find where the best keywords are, but then I think you have some control over it, but not total control.
Yep.
And yeah, sales and marketing #1. I was like, all right, I'll take that. Like,
Yep.
Screenshot. So
damn right. I got
you.
one. I launched mine in 2019, and it was a #1 new release in the, I think, small business category or business category.
Yeah, that's big.
Business, something like that. I can't remember what it was. And they only stay up there for like a little while because they cycle out, every, I think it's every 24 hours. I think
they update every 2 hours now.
Is it every 2 hours? Okay,
Yeah,
and I remember somebody was like, "Lee, you got the badge?" And I'm like, "What badge?" And I'm like, "Get a screenshot." I'm like, "Get a screenshot," and they did.
Well, that was why the Friday I launched it was so exhausting, because I wanted to stay up because I had the big European push, and that was great. And then I wonder Amazon.com is going to get it, and Canada as well, so another big push. So I was up all night making sure that I was checking through the rankings, and it just kept going and going and going. So I'm glad it's done. I've just about got the paperback on ready to go as well for it as well. So
what's the name of the book? I tell them that you don't have a new. I didn't even give them the damn name of the book. What's the name of the book?
Five-figure funnels.
5-figure funnels.
Yeah,
okay.
It's kind of what we're going to be talking about today, really.
It really is, yeah.
How to charge good money for your marketing services.
Definitely. And again, in the intro, I was telling everybody this one. I built. Dude, I'm where I'm at right now because of funnels. I'm gonna let that be known. Okay, I mean, like, Infusionsoft. Everybody knows who that is, or should anyway. Keep Infusionsoft. The whole damn thing is for funnels, right?
Yeah.
And question number 3 again. Anybody who's been listening to my podcast any period of time, they know that we do a little prep work up front. So we're not getting in here and totally slinging shit up against the wall. We actually have a little bit of an agenda. Sometimes, most time we do. Most time we do. Sometimes it just goes AWOL and this goes off. But question number 3, I'm excited about. And we're going to get to that one here in a little bit. Let's get started on these questions. Ready?
Let's do it.
First off, just explain what is a basic. What is a basic for anybody out there who's not just familiar with what a basic funnel is? What is it, and how does it deliver value to their base?
So my little pitch that I give for this is a marketing funnel. It doesn't matter if it's websites, email, social media, none of that. Forget about the tools. All we're trying to do is find a bunch of people that don't know that you exist and pull them through and turn them into happy, profitable, repeat customers who refer you to their friends. The bit in the middle, that's where we can get complex with tools and CRMs and CMS, but really we're just taking people who don't know that we exist and turn them into those. And the reason I say those specific 4 happy, profitable, repeat clients who refer us to their friends, because I think those are the 4 metrics that really measure, does our sales process work, And it's interesting coming back to your point, because I know your agency dealt heavily in Infusionsoft. Bringing this back to you, did you call them marketing funnels to customers when you were selling them and setting them up?
Not really, no.
No,
No,
right?
never did.
And
They
they've
were
been around
just
for
actually
years.
they were actually just part of a larger campaign.
Mm,
Usually, it's just kind of it was a cog in the wheel,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
a lot of times, again, it's just like I said, cog in the wheel. It's a website and
wow,
different, like I said, 14 different things going on. So, and another thing that we found out over there is the fact that when you're building these funnels, you really need to get out of the habit of just calling them marketing funnels. You have to
completely
understand
agree.
these are operational funnels
Yeah,
as well. And I would venture to, man, I'm going to put my foot in my mouth on this one. I know I don't have a percentage, but
let's do it.
it's a sizable percentage of my first agency's business, revenue was around, taking care of those repetitive, mundane, time suck tasks,
Yep.
right? The automation of billing, and I mean, just
Yeah,
all a million different the automation of password, everything. I mean, there's a
yeah,
million different things you can do that literally, and I'm not kidding, you can consume 30, 40, 50% of an
yeah,
employee, and you automate that, the human error aspect goes down, everything gets better,
yeah.
and people that's actually leading into question number three. The one I want to talk
Well,
about is I
yeah,
want to
and
kind of bring that
yeah.
side of that.
So, and it's a good leading because I've said this for a long time. First of all, you don't sell marketing funnels. The first rule of selling marketing funnels is don't call them marketing funnels. Don't talk about them.
Right.
And most marketing businesses, if they employ automation and even just sales, general marketing and sales, and they do it correctly, they're in the business of operations and productivity. That's
Mm-hmm.
actually what they're improving, right?
Yeah.
And if we take a live case study, so one of my kind of previous customers, they were a big localization company, which is kind of like translation, but it's a fancy name for whatever they call translation. And their problem was they were getting too many leads in. They worked with some massive companies and they just had tons and tons of leads, but 90% of them were garbage.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we can automate that. We can qualify them out, right? Super
Vetting.
easy. Yeah,
Oh, vetting process. I'll
yeah,
show you exactly how I
yeah,
do it now.
yeah.
Like, yeah, no doubt
And so
about it.
so
So,
I we just put this qualification process in, and he was like, "You've literally found my guys like 3 hours a day. We
mm,
don't have to hire a new person." I was like, "Yep, that's one. That's I would say that's a marketing funnel in the broader sense of the term."
oh, it is. It is. Because
Um,
see. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
no, 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 go for it, go for it.
Well, my marketing mentor, Jay Covenant Levinson, he
Yeah,
taught me this. And see, a lot of people don't understand the difference actually between advertising and marketing.
yeah,
Believe it, and that is it. If you don't understand that, then
yeah.
you're going to be super effing confused by the whole marketing funnel thing. Okay,
That's a
so
great point, actually. Yeah.
because I mean, you need write that down somewhere because I thought I knew
Mm.
until I had the guy who actually invented the damn thing tell me I was wrong. And you
Yeah.
don't argue with the guy who invented it, right? You're like, okay, you made
Yeah.
it, it's yours. Okay, so
Yeah.
modern day advertising, not too many
Yeah.
people would argue that J. Conrad Levinson,
Mm-hmm.
Leo Burnett, all those
Mm-hmm.
guys really. Leo Burnett's the one to me. I think that's the one. The Mad Men.
Mad
I
Men.
think I
Yeah.
think.
Yep.
Well, J. Conrad Levinson was the rock star
Mm-hmm.
at Leo Burnett. He's the one that did Playboy Bunny, Jolly
Yeah.
Green Giant, Marlboro Man, Starfish Tuna, you name it. This
Yeah.
half the household brands you know of today came out of this
Yeah.
guy's brain. And this is what he said. Advertising is where you pay to get in front of them. They might see it. It's like a flash in the pan,
Mm.
which is true. Spot on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Marketing is everything after that.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Meaning, as soon as they come in contact with your brand and they actually engage, so
Mm-hmm.
they land on your. Used to be you had to get some contact information. Now you can just pixel them. They don't even know what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
Okay, but in the day they give you a name and a phone number, email
Mm.
address, whatever it might be. From that point forward, everything you send is actually marketing. That's why successful companies invest so heavily in marketing
Yeah,
because they can control the outcome and they understand what's called time to close.
yeah.
And what we do is we implement a very simple thank you form.
Mm.
As soon as they opt in, we thank them for opting in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We'll give them a
Yep,
little video
yep.
and telling them that if you're a serious buyer, somebody who
Yeah,
wants to look at doing something in the next 90 days,
yeah,
there are very 5 simple questions like how long you've been in business, whatever they are.
yeah,
And then the last field is what's your phone number?
yeah, yeah. And this, like, when you map it out, this is why my definition of a marketing funnel doesn't include any tools, because if you and I were at an event and the
Yeah,
iPad broke and the phone broke, we'd go grab a scrap of paper, let's
yeah,
qualify them, every single person who comes through, and put the data in later.
yep,
Now our automation system's back up. Great, just throw the iPad over to them, get the exact same process, the exact same data,
yep.
the same um, we ultimately want some kind of result or conversion. Great. There's tons of tools that can do that, but are we aware that we're just trying to move them through the process?
Yep. This next question number 2, is what should we charge for a marketing funnel? I'm very interested in hearing your opinion on this because
Yeah, I'm going to rip you off.
What's that?
I'm going to rip your answer off, frankly. Your
Like,
answer.
yeah. Hey, be nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, seriously, tell that was funny. I mean, before we get into this, okay. So, how much should we charge for a marketing funnel?
Yeah, as much as you damn well can.
As much as you bloody fucking can, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but seriously, is there what do you
All
tell your students on that whenever they ask?
All right. So yeah, and this is probably the second biggest, most common question that I get after, like, how do you choose a niche? But I actually don't think it matters how much you charge until you can answer, well, how much do you want to make? Because the question, if you say to a business owner, all right, well, do you want to earn 100K a year? And they go, yeah, that'd be incredible. I go, great. That means the business probably needs to turn over 250,000. So that means that you probably, if you need to charge around 25K per customer, if you want to do 10 customers a year. And when we flip that model, I think it's so much easier to understand how we're going to build our business up. And I think most people, and I know I used to do this, and I know a lot of guys used to do it, they'd write up a proposal. They'll say to the customer, like, what do you want? They kind of write this shopping list up, and they kind of scratch their heads and like, how much can I charge for this? Let me guess. I'm like, well, I don't want to say 10 grand because that's too much. I don't want to say 5 grand, so I'll go somewhere in the middle. I'm like, that's not a pricing strategy.
That's like, I'm gonna throw this up against the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think you need to flip that, and when you understand how much you want to make, because it then throws up loads of other questions, and you say, okay, so it turns out I want to work with 10 customers a year. We're two guys, or husband and wife team. We could maybe service 10 customers a year at 25K. I'm like, well, if you want to grow past that, then you're going to need to look at either your operations process and start scaling that, or you're going to need to start changing your pricing model. And next year, you're going to start charging 45 grand a year,
Yep.
45 grand per project. So, and I know that you talk a lot about this in the roadmap. And pricing is such a simple answer to me. Just
It really is. I mean,
yeah.
I'm big on productization. Okay, as you already know. And so when I hear what we should charge for a marketing funnel, the first thing that pops in my head is how much value does it bring to the target audience, right? Now, so for example, the CRMs of which you will be using if you're going to be doing a digital funnel, for the most part, I understand the tools. I'm very much platform agnostic. I don't really give a damn. I don't care as long as it can do what I need it to do, right? But there are certain platforms, and I highly suggest that agencies look at this functionality first before you start to make any major decisions. And that is the ability to be able to syndicate funnels or campaigns or sequences into what's called a partner portal. And so I'm now coaching my students to, for example, Active Campaign has it. ClickFunnels has it. Infusionsoft Keep has it. There's a couple other ones that have. I can't remember all of them. I'm drawing a blank on it. There's 4 or 5 of them that have it. The reason that this is such a big deal, if you're in a niche and it's whatever, for one thing we did was what's called a pre-op and a post-op, a pre-surgery, post-surgery for LASIK clients up in the Northwest.
Right.
And this, this campaign, super complex, I mean, unbelievably complex, can now be sold to other LASIK surgeons and said, okay, we built this with this over here. They take a cut off of it, but hypothetical. And so now I syndicate it to my partner portal, and I literally click a button, click install, bam, it goes over there. I charge $2 grand for it. It took me 15 minutes. Okay. And I am kind of fluffing it up a little bit. You do need to go over to the campaign signatures. It'd probably take more like 3 or 4 hours to do a really bang up job, but you charge $2,000 for it. So it really, in my mind, boils down to, has nothing to do with the level of effort that it takes for someone to do it at all. It has zero to do with that. And that's the big mistake that most people make. It's the actual value that they receive out of it. And if you're really savvy, like you were talking about a while ago, if you're optimizing your operations or your deliverables, that's where real profit is made, right? And so again, if you're really good at building an agency and things like that, you'll get into a niche. You'll have 10 to 15 different predefined marketing funnels that can buy off the shelf for $1,000 each or whatever. It takes you 20 minutes or an hour to do it or whatever. And then if they want anything custom, then at that point, now you're getting into that $200, $300, $400 an hour range.
Yeah.
I mean, no. For custom, it's always double or triple than it is a product. So.
Well, we say as a rule of thumb, like anyone, if someone wants to work with you personally, that's 5 figures minimum, categorically minimum, because of all the other costs that come down. And if you're working with them, it means you're not working on your own business. So I'm like, I think a lot of people think that I feel that everyone should charge 25 grand for everything, and I believe you should charge 25 grand for 25 grand's worth of work.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to, as you say, productize something, you think actually we've come up with a really tight system for qualifying, golfing customers who want to join
Yeah,
a country club,
exactly.
that sequence. There's no reason why we can't set that up, sell it to someone, and then get our VA to push it out across other customers. It's 5 grand. It doesn't require any work from, well, like as you said, it doesn't require
Yeah, I mean,
any
there's
more
always
customer
setup
work.
and clean bells and
Yeah,
whistles and brand palettes and signatures and things like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta, you gotta go in and
But
make
that's
sure.
part of the process, right? That's
Yeah,
part of the productization process, is getting all that
definitely.
stuff up front as well.
Yeah, you have an intake form, right? Exactly.
Hmm.
You have an intake form,
Yeah,
brand palettes, taglines, employees, signatures, things like that. It'd be a
yeah,
pain in the ass to set up. Not a pain, it'd take a couple of days to get it set up right. I'm talking about
yeah,
30, 40. I mean, this is a really involved thing. If you want to get really savvy, you could actually set up a damn Zap to push
yep,
that sucker straight into custom fields. And now you just cut more time off of the
yeah, yeah,
deliverable
yeah,
process. And the client is like, oh my God, how did you do that? I mean,
yeah,
they think you're Mr. Wizard. They think you're
yeah,
walking on water when you do that kind of stuff, right? So
yeah, yeah.
it's pretty cool. So it's pretty neat.
And this is where, like, again, there's this funny, because the pricing question, I think what people are really asking is, how much can I say to a customer I cost without sounding cheeky or arrogant or without facing rejection? And it's almost like a completely different question, because when we do the exercise where we break down everything that they want to deliver to the customer, and we say, well, how much would this cost you? How much would it cost you to deliver? And I'm like, well, the VA, the dev, productization, well, it comes to, it comes to 23 grand for us. I'm like, it's not enough of a margin. And they go, okay, yeah, I actually see that we need to charge more. I'm like, great, that's the first start. But they still have this reservation behind, well, I can't. And it kind of moves into another question again, like, who are you working with? They understand that they need to charge more. The question still becomes like, well, how can I accept or face the fear of rejection, especially when, and I think people in our industry are particularly bad at this, constantly saying, well, no one's going to pay you for that. That's a crazy high number. And you end up listening to your colleagues and peers.
Man,
And
that
that's
stuff,
half the question, I think,
it drives me nuts. There's another thing that's been driving me nuts lately. It's like
Yeah.
how people are trying to get coached from freaking like Facebook groups and messages.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah, yeah,
come on, man. I mean, like you're getting splintered. You get a piece of advice from some dude in Timbuktu, another one from New Zealand, and another one from, and there's nothing about that that's cohesive. Why do you think
cohesive.
that's going to work? I don't
Yeah.
understand. I'm legitimately not. I know I'm probably coming across as an asshole right now to some
No,
people,
not at all.
but
I
I
agree.
am like, I don't understand why. If you have a question, just go straight to Facebook and ask. Now, I'm not saying I do this. We do it. I'm not saying you don't go do that. I'm just saying don't think that that's replacing a system or a coach, because that's
No,
just arbitrary open-ended advice on Facebook that has no context of what you're going
no.
through.
Yeah.
So just keep it in context, I guess is what I'm trying to say there, right? So
Yeah.
never have
And
understood that.
there's a big difference as well between, you know, coming to a group and saying, I've done this, and
Mm-hmm.
presenting something, and kind of asking for feedback, or however you want to go through that. And,
Yeah,
you know, between listening to anyone and everyone, just they're like, when people treat Facebook like Google, that's when I'm like, that's the, you're
totally,
missing
man.
you're missing the point,
You're
man.
kind of missing the point. Really are,
Yeah.
really are. All right, so let's get to this question number 3 here.
This is the one you've been burning to get to, isn't
I
it?
have been, because this is something that I figured out, just figured out over time. So, okay, how does a funnel benefit my customer's
Mm.
business? And I've already given a couple of examples, but I obviously want to hear from you first. So,
So, and this is the number one. So I say sell futures, not features. That's our whole thing. So I think you can sell marketing funnels, and it's all based around benefits. And the key to understanding a benefit is really just, what is the future that the customer wants? What do they want? Because we've previously, in fact, on this show just now, we've mentioned 2 or 3 benefits. There's time saving, there's making more money, there's saving money, there's productivity operations. if you talk to, let's say we take two different engineering companies. One's a really small little kind of 20-person organization, and they make, I don't know, like whatever, like welding equipment or whatever. And then you got 3M. They're engineering companies. They don't share any similarities. One of them's one of the largest conglomerates on the planet. Another one is just a business that maybe does 3 million a year in turnover, 4 million, something like that. If we say to one of them, if we say to 3M, I'm going to be able to get 20% of your sales team off the road and spending more time with customers, that's a huge benefit to them. A marketing funnel can do that. We can figure out how the marketing funnel does that, but that's a huge benefit to them. We say to the mom and pop company, you can spend way less money on advertising on radio. We're going to halve that budget, and we're going to increase the number of results you get. That's a huge benefit to them. So to me, it's actually talking to your customer, knowing your niche, knowing your market.
Right.
Understanding really, well, what's the driving point behind that particular market, and then going after that. That's why I love this, because it's so flexible. I'm really curious to hear what you reckon, man.
Well, again, the key word here is benefit and benefit. Okay, so and customers, right? Their business. Okay, and benefit to me is to find a lot more than just marketing. And I understand I am a marketing guy. I live and die, love it. Not asking to change it. That's not what I'm saying. But we all know that marketing is just a component of a business. I mean, it's probably the most important, one of the most, if not the most important. But there's still, I don't know, 60, 70, 80% of the other business out there, and the opportunity there. I'm not kidding you. This is a true story. We automated effing coffee runs. That's a true. I'm dead. I'm not kidding you, because whenever think about this, you haven't. I don't remember who the hell was going to get it. I don't remember who the hell was going to get it. But this is a true story. We actually had a form. Okay, and every morning when you got into the office, if you wanted coffee, you filled out this form. Yeah. If you did not fill out this form, you did not get coffee. Yeah. That form would be filled out by everybody spread out over wherever the hell they were. That form at a certain time at 8:30 would stop taking submissions, aggregate it, and email it to whoever the hell's going to get coffee. They're probably standing in line at Dunkin' Donuts right then, getting the email with the order. So it just because it took them 20 minutes to get to Dunkin' Donuts and 20 minutes back. So they're driving, everybody's doing it. That what used to be an hour and a half chore. Yep. Because they had to go around, hey, no, hold the latte, it's like a nightmare, right? Yeah, so we were like, no, you're adults, okay? If you want a effing coffee, fill out the form, okay? Yeah. And they're already on their way. So it took it from an hour and a half to 30 minutes. Bam, done, And so keyword benefit, customers, business, but about anything, you can literally, if I can automate a box of chocolates to go out onto you every Thursday or the second Thursday of June. It really doesn't matter anymore. I can literally automate just about anything. And so whenever you get a funnel, and I want you to open, all of you agents out there, to open up your horizons a little bit, open up your mind a little bit. And when you're selling out and people are asking you about marketing funnels, what they're really doing is they're asking you, how can you save me more time?
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then apply that to everything.
A big part of it as well comes from, if you talk to your customers, and then you and I have talked about this, if you talk to your customers and ask them questions, they'll tell you what they want to buy.
No doubt about it.
And that list of stuff that they want to buy, those are your benefits. That's what goes in your proposal.
No doubt about it. And another thing, this I learned, another thing, in the first 3 to 5 minutes with a new prospect, okay, they've had this pinned up emotion going on for months, years, whatever. And without fail, within the first 3 to 5 minutes, just ask a simple question, sit back, and shut up.
Yeah.
And just shut up. They are about to vent. They are about to say, "Oh my God, this son of a hired, he did, she could. I'm gonna do it." And here they go. Yep. And if you just shut up in the first few minutes of it and take notes, I promise you, those emotion things that they're venting, they got to get it off their chest. We're humans. We almost always have to do this. You write those things down. That dude, they just told you how to close it.
Yeah. Yep.
Literally gave you the exact words you need to close them on a $100,000 project in the next 30 days. And it all happens in the first literally 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. It depends on how you get through the gratitudes and platitudes and all that stuff.
And that's like, it's again, another really good reminder. And when you come across the concept benefit, so often those benefits are emotionally charged. Like, if you
They're
can say to
always,
someone
no.
that you're right,
They're always emotionally
you're
charged. They've
absolutely
either
right.
been validated through
Yep.
psychological hurdles,
Yep.
okay? Like, anyway, it's always, no matter what,
Yeah.
always stems from emotion.
Yeah.
Which is,
No,
we
you're right.
hate to admit that as humans.
Yeah.
I will tell you that we really do. We like to think that we're so much more logical. What we
Yeah.
really are gifted liars. Okay, we are gifted to ourselves, not to other people. Okay, we lie to ourselves. I've seen people validate actions. Serial killers sitting in jail right now will 100% look you dead in the eye and believe they didn't do anything wrong.
Yep. 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 Absolutely.
The
Yeah.
brain is what, so anyway,
And
so
and those, like, and again, I try to teach my guys, don't overcomplicate it. If someone, if they have said, look, I just really want to feel confident in the direction of my business, great. That's what you're selling. The core benefits there is they want to start feeling confident. Right now, they're unsure, they're shaky, they don't know. And, that comes down to, and again, it's silly what you can automate now. Just reporting and sending them like a daily email saying, this is what we've worked on.
Yep.
This is the new page that's been published. That's the confidence. There's your $100,000 right there. People will
transparent
pay for
communications.
those. Yeah, people will pay for those positive emotions. Again, confidence we find is a big one, and a lot of the time business owners are like, look, I really just want to kind of stick it to my dad. He said I'd never be able to make anything of myself. I'm like, cool, well, we can make you proud of this and kind of shove it in his face if you want.
Yeah.
It comes down to those kind of funny, less logical, more emotionally charged areas, and those are your benefits, I think. And I think lean into that.
And unfortunately, about 7 or 8 times out of 10, pride and ego are the
Yeah.
key.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a big part of it. And I think we try and dance around it. We try to make ourselves sound more technical. We're saying, marketing strategy experts. I'm like, nah, man, really, you're a big old ego enabler. Like, that's you put other people's names in lights and they feel great about that. And they go, this is the direction my business is taking.
It actually gets even a little more Freudian from there, but we'll leave that
right
there. Okay.
Yeah.
So
how long have you got? Yeah.
right, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. Okay, but it does for sure. It's unbelievable. The what you're talking about is actually triggers. Okay, we have human triggers. Okay, and it's called emotional hooks, psychological hurdles. I've studied this a little bit, and so understanding the emotion behind decisions. This is why I'm always talking about, if you think about anything other than the prospect's pain when you're putting together a lead magnet, then you're the idiot in the room. Don't think about anything other than that. You think about ripping the Band-Aid off. That's it. Don't think about anything else. When and if they rip the Band-Aid off, meaning they give you the name and email, dude, I'm telling you, made a lot of money off this unbelievably simple thing. Focus on the emotional hook. What got them there? It is an emotion. Whether they can admit it or not, it's not the point. You as a marketer must know this. This is not an option. And you can argue with me until you can, whatever. I don't give a damn. Argue with yourself if you want to. I know it's true. I mean, go talk to any sophisticated marketing mind, and they will tell you 100% of the time, it boils down to an unbelievably rudimentary, simple emotion. Now, here's the hard part here, and this is why what we do is so hard. No jokes, by the way. I'm gonna tell this example. No jokes. All right. Why does the old bald fat guy go buy a convertible turbo red Porsche? No jokes. Seriously, answer the question. Seriously, why does an old bald fat guy go buy a convertible turbo red Porsche?
Well, I would hazard it's something called pursuit of superiority, but I don't know
It's probably as simple as he got laid in a convertible turbo sports car when he was 16 years old, and he wants to relive that moment. It's not logical, obviously. Now, he knows he wants that convertible sports car, right? That's ultimately what he's going after. Now, when he goes and does his research, this is what's called the psychological hurdles. This is the hard part. Overcoming what's called the psychological hurdles. Emotional hook, we know what we want. We will get it. How we go about getting it is the hard part. So, guys researching sports cars, gets to the turbo Porsche one, and realizes, holy crap, this thing's got a 2-star safety rating. I take my granddaughter to church every Sunday. I am not going to put my granddaughter in an unsafe car. Porsche, scratched out. Lamborghini, Bugatti. But no matter what, he or she will find something to solve that emotion.
Yeah.
It might check off the boxes logically to validate the emotion, but make no mistake about it. Bring it back to that emotion all the time, and you'll win the sales game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I try to get my guys to really lean into that. Like, you're allowed to understand the softer, more emotional side of why people are buying, and I think it makes you a better salesperson in general.
It does. You can't call them out on the emotion, though.
No.
That's when the pride gets in there. And it's a major
yeah, absolutely. And
Mike, man, this has been a good one. This is great.
Good. I'm glad, man. Good. I'm glad. Yeah.
All right. So this is shameless plug moment at the end of every one, and we have shameless plug moments. What do you got out there? Got a new product, got the new book. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We already did that one a little bit. So
yeah, that's probably the biggest one at the moment is 5-figure funnels. So that's the paperback's coming soon. It's out on Amazon. I need to put it on the shelves behind me or something. Yeah. People can also go to youtube.com/sell your service. That's where I put all of my training videos and free content. So
man, I'm jealous. I'm just getting started down the YouTube path, and I'm just getting started. I got like 91 followers, dude.
It's a grind. The first,
it really is.
The first 100 are harder than the first 1,000. The first 1,000 are harder than the first 5,000. It's like growing anything, Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with the process. It still sucks, but I'm familiar with it. So. Yeah. All right, cool deal, man. So, and it's on Facebook. What's the name of the group that you? I told them about
Sell Your Service Private Master. Sell Your Service Mastermind. Yeah, I think if you just Google Sell Your Service, that comes up. Or if you head to sellyourservice.co.uk/Facebook, there's just a redirect there.
Okay, that'll work. And we'll put all this stuff in the show notes and all that fun stuff.
Perfect.
So, Mike, thank you so much. Okay,
stick with me.
Stick with me while I wrap this up, and then we'll do our final notes. Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and of course, let's get you over to the next episode. If you have not already, make sure to subscribe to my podcast, and if you are not following us on YouTube or in our private Facebook group, make sure to get over there and check those out as well. And of course, we're also always available at marketingagencycoach.com. Look forward to seeing you on all those channels, and I hope you're having a wonderful day.